What's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. You know, I got to looking at the toolbox and, well, there's some tools, and I hate to admit this, that I regret buying. Yeah, I have a few regrets, and sadly it's about buying tools. So let's get into that, guys. And if you disagree, definitely drop a comment. Tell me, it is what it is. I mean, well, it is what it is. But buying tools, guys, sometimes you have to, live with it. Other times you trade it in, and other times you learn. So let's get into all this nonsense. Well, if you guys paid attention to the channel, well, kind of work in a classic car shop, myself and my partners. So, work on older stuff, and that requires these things. Distributor wrenches. Now these are through Snap-on. Okay, well, they cost Snap-on money. Not exactly excited about that. But I was thinking I would get a lot better quality than, not necessarily quality, but I had a different idea in my head that these would actually look a little bit better than what they are. And they're not really impressive on what you get for the money that these things cost. And guys, I don't really want to say what they cost because my wife will beat me if she watches this. I think she does that to keep tabs on me. But I got two, one for Ford, one for Chevrolet, just because, just popular stuff. I want to add to that collection. Now, I'm all fine with spending money on tools, especially if they make their money back. Now, my regret is that I didn't go to a swap meet or get on the eBay and buy these for a fraction of the price. Now, I know if you go on to Amazon or you go to a local auto parts store, you get something like this. These are okay. These are okay, but you run into certain scenarios where these don't really work too well. And I just wanted something a little bit better. They're not terrible, but for the price, I expected a little more. Now, if you paid attention in my YouTube shorts, I started going off about these. These, I guess, are made through Bahco and rebranded as Snap-on. These are their mini files. Now, the file isn't bad. My issue with them is the handle. And I've got a lot of comments going on about, well, it doesn't matter about feel, it doesn't, as long as it works. Well, that's great, but if it's in my hand, I want it to be comfortable. I want it to be something I could depend on and trust. If I'm spending money on these tools, I want them to last. This right here feels like a Fisher-Price kid's toy. Like, the handles, to me, is just terrible. My partners have used them, and they're like, wow. It really is, it's got Snap-on's name on it, and this is what it is. I like my gear wrench better, and a lot less money for those to these. So, my biggest complaint, guys, once again, the handle. It's just terrible. I didn't really expect that. I mean, I felt them when I bought them, but kind of grew on me with the, wow, these things kind of suck. Once again, the file's not bad. The file does its job. So, it is what it is. Now, this is through Aries. This is part number 33008. Not saying this is a bad tool by any means. It just takes up space in my toolbox. I saw this and wanted to give it a try and use it, and maybe that one situation will pop up, but this saves the day. Because I buy stuff randomly just in case. Hey, it looks good. May be able to save my rear one day. This is not. This just takes up room in my toolbox. I could take it out of the thumb case and just throw them in a drawer. Right now, aesthetics, I'd rather have it in the thumb. I guess I could put it in my miscellaneous tool drawer, but once again, I've never used this. One of those things, right? Now, another thing I did a YouTube short on is the ratchet that I hate. This is Snap-on's locking flex head ratchet. Now, this is my second one. Well, if you hate it, why did you buy two? Well, if you guys paid attention to the channel, and I highly suggest if you're interested in this content, like and subscribe and click and do whatever you got to do. Whatever's clever, right? Have fun with it. But with this ratchet, this is part number FHLLX80. Someone's getting rowdy over there. Anyways, probably the turnaround area. Nice. Anyways, my biggest issue with this ratchet is the initial one I had. If I locked it in position, because you know sometimes you like to lock stuff in because it's all about the angle of dangle, right? Well, it would come unlocked and it would drive me nuts. I've hit my knuckles a few times because I depended on this locking mechanism. Well, I got this one because, well, it was in the toolbox, the roll cart. And, well, when a forklift meets a roll cart, well, they're not best of friends, and everything kind of gets scattered and screwed up. Well, it tore the handle all to hell. Went on the Snap-on truck, said to the Snap-on guy, hey, man, can I get a new grip for this? You know, he's like, well, here's a new ratchet. Have a nice day. This ratchet right here, if I keep it unlocked, it wants to lock. Funny how that works out, but it is what it is. It kind of just hangs out in the drawer. I still use it occasionally if I need something with a little extra length. Pretty sure my wife could use something with a little extra length, but you know, I work with what the good Lord gave me, right? Yeah. I know, poor taste, whatever. So, it is what it is. Now, guys, it's a little warm in the shop. I had to cut the fans off. I'm only here by myself, all on my lonesome, doing this for you. Another Snap-on product, guys. This is their DB121C. It's a 21-piece drill bit set. These, quite a few have been broken. Quite a few have burnt up. The tips are just, to me, this is not a good drill bit set. It's okay, it gets the job done, but as you can see, it's missing a lot of drill bits. I think I'm going to save up and go with the K&Cut, or it's another one on Amazon. It's a huge set. I've seen a lot of good reviews. It's got a big for the little sticker thing. But want to try, I think they're drill hogs or something like that. Want to try those out. Not a fan of these. I don't want to pay Matco or Mac prices. So, a fan of the K&Cut's carbide tip drill bits. Those things are fantastic. These, it is what it is. Just, I feel like for the money I spent on it, they should have lasted a little better. Once again, not a bad tool. Something that just kind of hangs out in the toolbox. I mean, well, as I work on everything from like 1985 and below now, or the random concrete pump or piece of equipment that goes in. Bill's working on a jet boat right now with a 460 in it, but there's like a filter socket set through K-Tool. These feel like plastic, guys, and that one of those things. I needed this for the F-250 I got at my house, and yeah, it doesn't have the size for it. But I did end up using them on something else, and they just feel cheap. I mean, it is a cheap tool. It's not something I'd really trust. You know, what can you do, right? You live and learn. I'll find a better set, and well, just go in another toolbox or live in this one. It is what it is. Now, we're nearing the end, believe it or not. I've had this set for about 5 years now. All right. Decent set for what it is. I think I paid like 35 bucks for this. It's probably been longer than 5 years, but I found myself either snapping the tips off or just bending the tips on these. And this is through Astro. This is part number 9401. This is a snap ring player set. But it, once again, now I know I'm going to get some hate in this, but I did upgrade. I went with the Snap-on ones, little push button ones. I like those better than unscrewing these. They feel a bit more sturdy too. I mean, just my thoughts. But will it get you by? Yeah. Is it something that I'm proud to own? Not really. I like a lot of Astro products. This kind of upsets me, guys. I know. I'm upset over a tool. I didn't get to use this yet. Did not get to use this tool. Well, my esteemed colleagues used it and it made it about 10 seconds. And I've already had to start warrantying stuff out. This is a Blue Point balancer installer kit, right? Snap-on prices off the truck. You know, we've got a bunch of engine swaps going on in the shop right now. Figure I like to have a bunch of tools, you know, in case one of the other guys needs it. Well, that came into play, and the nut got all jacked up. This got all jacked up, so that got replaced. I'm waiting on the nut. And a partner, and if you guys aren't subscribed to Old Time Auto Repair, well, I would suggest you do that. You know, you get to meet Bill and Kev and all that stuff. But next day, Bill comes in with a new shop tool. Sue Jegs. This is a puller and installer for a fraction of the price, and you get more stuff. Yeah. One of those scenarios. Am I going to keep this? Yeah, why not? I mean, I have to switch another kit to pull stuff, but I can install it with this, provided it doesn't screw up again. But once again, made it a few seconds, and it's like, nope. Bill's been going off about how great this kit is. I want to use this, but I haven't used this yet. So it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta cry a little. Now, last but not least, of things I regret, upon more life choices that I've made in my past. Yeah, maybe I should have bought that 77 Camaro. Oh well. The mullet would have been beautiful. But, Gear Wrench 3627. This is a 2-ton ratcheting puller and 5-ton ratcheting short and long puller. Not a bad little kit. And it's kind of cool. You know, pops in, does its thing, kind of ratchets down to where you want it. Not a bad little set, right? You got that, you got the long ones. It's not a terrible kit. It's just something, I've already broken a couple of these. So in my mindset, not a bad tool, but for the job that I was performing at the time, working on concrete equipment, I should have went with something beefier. That's my biggest regret about this. I wish I would have went with a stronger tool. Probably shopped around and spent the money instead of getting something at a cheaper price. Because like I said, I've had to warranty a couple of those ends out. So guys, that's my list of things that, well, I regret. Not saying they're all bad. Not saying they're all cheap, and definitely not saying they're all expensive or quality. But it is what it is. So guys, with that being said, like, subscribe, share. Drop a comment down. They're appreciated. And hopefully I can do a better job at getting back to some of y'all. But take it easy and have a great night, y'all.